Bonjour les élèves. Today you are going to learn about a new tense that we're going to use to describe things in the past. It is called l'imparfait, which means the imperfect. But first, we need to review something. First, what I want you to do is, in your notes, complete these sentences with the correct form of the verb. You're going to notice that all of these sentences are asking for the verb in the new form. So pause, answer these questions, and then you can see the answers. So now you can see the new form of all of these verbs in here, and it's very important that we know the new form in the present tense for all of our verbs for this new imparfait tense. So let's move on, and we're going to talk about l'imparfait. In French, several tenses are used to express past actions. You have already learned the passé composé with avoir and with être. The passé composé is used to express actions that started and ended at a specific time in the past. You are now going to learn the imperfect tense. First, let's look at how the imperfect tense is formed. To get the stem for the imperfect, you drop the ons ending from the new form of the present tense. This is why we did this practice. Then you add the imperfect endings to this stem. So study the following and take this down. For verbs like parler, you take the present tense, nous parlons, and you take off the ons, and then you're going to add these new endings. Some of these should look familiar to you. Je parlais, tu parlais, il, elle, and on parlaient, nous parlions, vous parliez, il, elle parlait. We're going to do the same thing for an IR verb. We take the new form, finissons. We drop the ONS, and then we add our new endings. Je finissais, tu finissais, il finissait, nous finissions, vous finissiez, il finissait. Same thing with an RE verb. Attendre, we take nous attendons, drop the ONS, and now we add our endings. J'attendais, tu attendais, il, elle ou on attendait, nous attendions, vous attendiez, il, elle attendait. The je, tu, and il form of the imperfect are pronounced the same way, but they are spelled differently. The imperfect of all verbs, except the verb être, which we will see soon, is formed the same way. Even irregular verbs like avoir, nous avons is the present tense, j'avais. Commencer, we take the new form, so we have to remember to put the cédille on our C right here, and then we add the ending. Je commençais. Now this is because of the pronunciation. With the nous and the vous form, we no longer need the cédille because the I that comes at the beginning of that ending is going to make that sound like that S again. Faire. We take nous faisons and we get je faisais, etc. Manger. This one has a special thing that happens in the new form. We add the E. Otherwise it isn't pronounced correctly, and we get je mangeais. Croire. All of our verbs, we take the new form, nous croyons, and we get je croyais, tu croyais, etc. Now, look at the forms of être. This is our only irregular verb for this verb tense. The stem is just accent aigu, te. So j'étais, tu étais, Il était. Nous étions. Vous étiez. Ils étaient. In French, you use the imperfect to describe or reminisce about habitual or continuous actions. You also use the imperfect to describe emotional and physical conditions or states in the past. The time at which these actions or states began or ended is not important. So if you look at this paragraph, we see that it's covering these situations. Quand j'étais au collège, j'avais un très bon professeur de français. Elle s'appelait Madame Castex. Elle était un peu stricte, mais nous l'aimions beaucoup. Elle nous racontait toujours des histoires intéressantes et nous l'écoutions pendant des heures avec beaucoup d'attention. So, what we're going to do to wrap this up is we are going to complete 4 sentences with the imparfait. Once all of the sentences are on, you can pause and put these verbs there in the correct order. So parler would go in the first blank, être is necessarily going to go in the second blank. Go ahead and pause, and when you're ready, look at the answers. Mes grands-parents parlaient souvent de la vie quand ils étaient petits. Nous mangions toujours à la cantine. You see what happens here? That goes away because this I makes the G sound correct. À la cantine. So, nous mangions toujours à la cantine quand nous habitions à Paris. On choisissait le même déjeuner tous les jours parce qu'on l'aimait beaucoup. Remember this? We liked it a lot. Quand j'étais petit, je voulais aller à la plage chaque été, which means every summer, mais mon frère préférait jouer au foot. Merci tout le monde.